And if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. Shalom. First and foremost, giving all praises, honor, glory, respect, and blessings to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakha Kwadash. Salutations to the Lord's elect on the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth and sincerity while patiently waiting for Yahweh Shai's return. And double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, which have taught us everything we know through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. White House divided on pushing for peace in Ukraine. Now, this division goes three ways, because the White House is divided on rather if there shall be peace in Ukraine, and then you got some in the White House that's for the war of Ukraine, and Ukraine is supposed to be their people, and Ukraine is their people. Okay, a lot of those Ukrainians are Edomites, just like the people, the so-called white people here in America. It says a top general reportedly believes negotiations would allow Kiev to submit gains, while other officials think it's too soon for diplomacy. So you got straight up division, man. Matthew chapter 12 verse 25. And Yahushua knew their thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation. So the whole infrastructure of Edom's empire is falling apart because they're all being divided against one another. And who's causing that division? The Lord is. Okay? The Lord is causing that division. Okay? Like it says in Galatians 6 and 7, be not deceived, Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai is not mocked, for whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. Now, during the Zealot revolt, right? Did not the Caesar? Who was Caesar during that Zealot revolt? Man, was it Vespasian or was it Titus? I know it was one of those Caesars, but basically they caused they used a tactic called divide and conquer to basically separate the zealots, and then ultimately they managed to get some of the zealots to turn on each other. So guess what? The Lord is not mocked. So now the Lord is setting you Edomites against one another, just like how you Edomites did us during the time of the Zealot rebellion. You see? So now the Lord is dividing you Edomites and making y'all fight each other, because the Russians are Edomites too. A lot of those Europeans are Edomites. And I'm talking about them so-called white Europeans. A lot of them are Edomites. A lot of them so-called white Russians are Edomites. A lot of them so-called white Ukrainians are Edomites. A lot of you so-called white people here in America are Edomites. And I say a lot of you because there are Israelites that look like you so-called white people. There are Israelites that look like you Russians. There are Israelites that look like you so-called white Europeans. There are Israelites that look like you so-called Ukrainians. But their father's lineage on their father's side goes back to a so-called Negro, Latino, or Native Indian. which are the true Hebrew Israelites of the Holy Scriptures. Yeah, the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native Indians are the true Hebrew Israelites of the Holy Scriptures. And every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. So this is the Lord dividing up Edom's empire before he take them down, man. Because the ultimate icing on the cake is going to be when Yahweh sends his son Yahushai back to whoop this devil's ass. Matthew chapter 12 verse 26. And if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand? White House divided on pushing for peace in Ukraine, because ultimately you devils are not about peace. You're all about war, chaos, mayhem, catastrophic events. That's what you're about. You're not about peace. Habakkuk chapter 2 verse Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 4. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him. But the just, who are the just? The Israelites, which are the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native Indians. The just shall live by his faith. With that, I'm going to say Shalom is on to the next one.